shillings tax levy every time they log on to social media.
I've never seen somebody on social media who is poor. You get a smartphone when you are poor? No. This money is intended to get from the rich and the elites. So the issue of mobile money tax, for me, I highly agree with it, because we need to support our budget.
You are buying the data and you are paying taxes. You are sending mobile money, you are being charged. And right now, the government has...
This was recommended in the committee report that observed that the money had migrated from traditional payment systems like banks to digital platforms like mobile money, which seem to be a threat to survival of banks. Susan Nawanga reporting.
Divergent views there in as far as that bill is concerned, especially on mobile money and, of course, importation of used cars into the country. Now, the delay in constituting the Tobacco Control Committee has frustrated the full enforcement of the tobacco control law that was passed in 2015. The committee is mandated to come up with regulations to reinforce the Tobacco Control Act. We have more in this report.
The Tobacco Control Act was passed in 2015 to regulate the use and operations of tobacco businesses in the country. However, the impact of this act has not been felt. This has been blamed on the delay in constituting the Tobacco Control Committee by the Ministry of Health. The Tobacco Control Committee is, among other roles, supposed to come up with regulations to reinforce the Tobacco Control Act.
We are continuing to see the displays of tobacco products. We are continuing to see single stick sales on the road streets, and that is, of course, contrary to what the law says.
But what kind of regulations are supposed to be developed by this committee?
Cigarettes are very cheap, and that explains why there are very many people smoking in most of the public places. The other failure is that customs, our borders, have allowed in people who are selling the shisha pots.
The Tobacco Control Law aims at limiting the use of tobacco products because of the dangers associated with its consumption.
And shisha is nothing, it has nothing to do with modernity. It is actually drug abusing. And we really want to highlight this, that it is a big danger, and we need to wake up and really deal with this problem. We cannot definitely stamp out the habits. We will need to strengthen the rehabilitation services, to strengthen that for the people who want to come out and they need support.
The Tobacco Control Act sets penalties for people found on the wrong side of the law. Smoking in public places attracts a fine of 200,000 shillings or 5 months imprisonment or both. Not displaying no smoking notes in business premises attracts a fine of 240,000 shillings to 480,000 shillings or imprisonment of 1 year. Promotion of tobacco products, 408,000 shillings for an individual and 20 million for a company, or imprisonment for 1 year or both. Shisha display and use of social media to promote tobacco products attracts a fine of 480,000 shillings to 20 million shillings. Display of cigarettes and selling to people who are below 21 years is 2 million to 20 million shillings or imprisonment not less than 1 year or suspension of the trading license for not less than a period of 6 months. Government officials involved in partnership or giving incentives to tobacco companies is 4.8 million or 5 years imprisonment or more. It remains to be seen whether the Tobacco Control Act will be fully enforced to save Ugandans the negative effects of tobacco. Adia Nakute, UBC.
Thanks, Adia, for that report, and of course highlighting the dangers of tobacco. Remember, today was World No Tobacco Day. And to give us more insight into what it is all about, I'm joined in the studio by Mr. Talibita Moses, who is a tobacco control advocate and legal officer at Uganda National Health Consumers Organization. Mr. Talibita, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening the viewers. I'm happy to be hosted here, especially that I'm going to talk about tobacco control.
Of course, today it comes on a day when there are reports in the country that Uganda actually is one of those countries that has a big percentage of tobacco smokers. What's your take on that?
It is true because Kampala has been raided by the shisha craze, and when you go to the Centenary Park, Acacia, Machindie, everybody, all the businesses, either they are displaying it or they are doing it in the backyard. And the WHO says a single session of shisha, which takes about 30 minutes, is equivalent to 100 sticks. And this is the case because cigarettes are so cheap, they are being sold on the streets, and they are being displayed. Of course, all this is blamed on the schemes or tactics of the tobacco industry.
Let's go back to what our reporter talks about there in the story. Of course, talking about the committee, the Tobacco Control Committee that has not been actually, it is in place, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Let's talk about the importance of having a stronger tobacco regulation in the country.
It is important because there's a lot of tobacco industry interference, especially in delaying to even implement. Of course, also even in trying to dilute the public health policies, and also trying to say that this law cannot be implemented and all those kind of things. But also, it tries to fail the enforcers, because the enforcers know that every person is entitled to a right to a clean and healthy environment. But then they have been demoralized. For most of the times they have enforced, they have impounded the shisha pots, but then when it comes to the prosecution, that is delayed, it is dragged on. So I think it's important that government invests in mechanisms that would would boost, but also empower the persons who stay in these particular places.
Okay, Moses, tell us, because we're talking about this, of course, the Tobacco Act, but who is regulated by this act?
Persons who are running these public places, these businesses.
Like bars.
Yes, like bars, they are regulated because they are supposed to come up with a notice which they must put in a conspicuous place, which says no smoking in English, osivute sigara, and of course also in any local language. The other persons who are regulated are the manufacturers, the sellers, and the distributors, because they are selling a toxic product. In fact, what shocks everybody is that the manufacturers are marketing a product which they prescribe with a health warning saying it kills your lungs, it kills your heart,
but people still smoke.
Kills you. That is the case because they reduce the font of the health warning, but also because these cigarette packs don't have the graphic health warnings that would show the organs that are affected by cigarette exposure.
Okay, Moses, time is not our best ally, but what has been done so far in as far as reinforcing this Tobacco Act is concerned?
On the 10th of December 2016, there was a shisha operation in Mukono. On the 27th of January 2017, there was another one in Chira Road, and Panamera, Casablanca, all those particular places where shisha pots were impounded. But then now, what is important is that there's a lot of awareness creation. Now, it is no longer fancy for anybody to smoke. I think now, even the persons that the victims are now more empowered. They can talk about it and even chase or harass away. KCCA has also taken over because we as CSOs with police, we had initiated the shisha operations. But now KCCA has taken it full board, and in 2018, in fact, they are the ones who did the one, I think, at in Acacia.
Okay. That has been Telvita Moses, of course. He's been talking about the tobacco control and what government should be doing in as far as enforcing the Tobacco Act is concerned. Moses, thank you so much for having been with us here.
I cannot thank you enough for hosting me.
We are going to take a short break, but when we return, we shall have more news. Stay tuned.
Funtime Safaris brings the world closer to you. Discover over 100 destinations around the world. At Funtime Safaris, we provide you with tour packages, hotel bookings, safaris, flight bookings, car hire, vacations, and more. To book, contact us on 0200-905-021 or send us an email info@funtimesafaris.com. Funtime Safaris. Experience the world.
Everybody loves the Lacto taste. Our UHT processed packs just as much protein and calcium as fresh milk, for stronger bones and smarter minds. And now you can enjoy Lacto even longer, thanks to our new Tetra Pak Pheno packaging. No fridge, no electricity, no worries. Pheno promises you 180 days of goodness without the need to refrigerate, so it's easy to ship to our furthest customers and perfect when you forget to go shopping. Lacto contains absolutely no preservatives, is made with love and packaged with care, meeting the highest international standards as we bring our 100% wholesome, healthy, delicious dairy products right to your home.
I feel so good and very confident. Movit Buttermilk Cream has changed my life. It makes my skin so soft, smooth and healthy, nourished and moisturized. Beautiful, oh beautiful. So beautiful is Movit Buttermilk Cream. Beautiful, oh beautiful. I'm feeling so fresh all day long.
Movit Body Milk Cream, a Movit Body Milk Lotion, is a blend of glycerin and natural oils to enable your skin look healthy and adorable.
I'm feeling so fresh all day long.
Movit, all day confidence.
Welcome back, and you are watching News Tonight here on UBC TV. My name is Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. Now, every 31st May, pilgrims from within and outside outside Uganda converge to Kiinda Mityana Diocese to commemorate St. Noah Mawagali. Now, he was martyred on the 31st of May, 1886. Now, pilgrims from the Democratic Republic of